Pokimane's life is falling apart. So I'm sure a lot of you guys have heard about Pokimane, and she has been under a lot of fire in the last few days. Like, she has married herself. Recently I heard that her company probably is falling apart, and she's been actively saying that she misses the time when streaming wasn't all about drama. Meanwhile, she's the one starting drama. Well, one of the people that starts drama 24/7. So let's see what this video has to say.
Quick side note, yesterday, second video of the day, I was really tired. I got some comments. People were concerned. They were like, bro, are you okay? And yeah, I'm doing fine, guys. Thank you for your concern. Sorry about that. I was just wiped out. Now, on to the main topic.
I mean, how could you be? How could you not be when hearing all this stupid shit that a lot of these streamers are saying online these days?
Pokimane's cookie company collapses. And this guy makes a pretty compelling argument for why that's the case,
heard about
which we'll take a look at in a second. But for anyone not familiar with this, let me first explain why this is noteworthy. It's not just like, oh, Pokimane's taking an L. No, it's specifically because Pokimane, first of all, loves to virtue signal, and she'll say things like, eat the rich, despite her being extremely rich. Then she had the bright idea to make this cookie company called Myna.
Usually I would say a lot of these people that say this stuff are rage baiting, but with some people like Pokimane, they're just probably, most likely, they're just very dumb and are very oblivious and just aren't aware of what they're saying. So it's like, you don't know if you should feel sad or mad at them.
Sells extremely overpriced cookies.
According
to my recollection, her argument was something like, they're healthy cookies, that's why they're so expensive. And it's like, they're healthier than Oreo, sure, but they're still not healthy. Like, they are still cookies ultimately. And when people criticized her for the price on these overpriced cookies, she responded by saying things like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
Listen, guys, if you want to get healthy, don't buy fucking cookies. It's like you wanting to get married, but nobody wants you, and then you just marry yourself. That's not a solution, okay? Yeah, that was a jab at Pokimane just for no reason. But yeah, if you want to get healthy, your first step shouldn't be to find healthy pizzas and cookies. No, your first step should be learning to do physical activity regularly and learning to eat healthy foods, and maybe trying to, you know, integrate some not so healthy foods from time to time if you have the space for it.
People are like, oh my god, $28 for cookies? It's 4 bags. That's 7.
Yeah, that's why nobody bought them, huh?
I know, math is hard. Like, if you're a broke boy, just say so.
Yeah, so $7 a bag.
How do people watch
7
these
cookies
streamers?
in a bag, apparently. And apparently also, this is the size.
Like, what is this? Like, these are like, this is like what my rabbits shit used to look like. I used to have rabbits. We had 2 rabbits when I was a little kid. I remember they had like little bowls as fucking as poo. These are like a larger wild rabbit's poo.
Of the cookies, you know, we're talking about some pretty dang small cookies here.
$28 for rabbit
poo.
The
first person to try to make a company selling overpriced cookies that are marketed as being more healthy. I'm not going to accuse her of that because that would not be the case. But that doesn't really like make that stuff less scummy. And as a matter of fact, when you're an influencer also trying to shill this sort of thing onto your fans and rip them off, it really adds a whole other layer of scummy. But we could take it even further because she's also calling like people criticizing this broke. And she's also been on record saying how she wants to like eat the rich or something and denying that she's rich.
You gotta be extra careful when you're starting a company like this, like a business like this, like a consumer type business, like food. You gotta be very careful because if you're an influencer and you're starting this kind of a business, if you fuck up your business and you fuck up your customers, your people somehow financially or health-wise, you will fuck up your influence, your YouTube streaming career, whatever. So far, she's still, you know, prominent, but hey, whatever, right?
As she also tries to, like, essentially, some would say, scam people. That's all to say that, sure,
of course, that's all they do.
Controversy could sound silly and innocuous, but there's layers to how scummy this all is. And so that takes us back here with this guy who's pointing out that it looks like her cookie company has collapsed, but she's like, she doesn't want to admit that. And they're doing their best.
Yeah, they don't want to admit it because it's going to ruin her reputation. Her company or her people managing her or whatever her business is, right, outside of just streaming and YouTube, don't want to just be honest and say this because it's going to have a bad outcome. It's going to have a bad picture, let's say, to all the sponsors that they have and so on. It's not a bad look.
To make it seem like the company is still in business. He says it's because she's like afraid that people would make YouTube videos about it. In other words, it would like hurt her ego. Of course, no one knows for sure like why she would pretend like this stuff is still in business if it really isn't. But It's not an unreasonable theory, knowing her.
Second channel, I like to try out different influencer products to see if they're good, bad, or maybe an outright scam. And one of the most heavily requested products to try was Pokimane's cookies, which she released in late 20...
Like, if that's not a face of a scammer and a dumbass who doesn't know where her place in society is, like, she thinks she has to hate the rich people and she thinks we have to protest against the rich people. My person, you are one of the rich. You are one of those who was making fun of people who don't have $28 to pay for cookies, okay? You know how much of $28 in some places in the world are? Okay, people can live in like a week and eat for like a week with that kind of money, okay?
2023. I've been trying to buy these products since about October of this year, and I think I've uncovered something. I think this company secretly went out of business, but they don't want people to know.
Yep, because
that
sponsors.
would be a big deal on YouTube if everyone
Pokimane.
found out that Pokimane's cookie company went out of business. So I think they're trying to make it seem like they're still in business when they're not. We'll look into this. You can make up your own mind whether you think this company went out of business or not. So this is the website Myna Snacks. I've been coming here since mid-October because people have requested me to try this, trying to buy the products. And every time I go here, I've been going every week. And every time I go here, they're always sold out. They have the midnight cookies. They sold out on the website. They also have an Amazon listing where it's also sold out. They also have pizza crackers, which is completely sold out as well. And interestingly enough, if
Bro,
you look at
that shit looks like charcoal. What? Who the fuck would see this and think, that's so yummy. I want to pay $28 for them. Like, come on, G.
the more you look into this, the more it seems like this company isn't actually in business. So if you go to their Instagram page, you'll see they were very active for a long time. And then their last post was on October 30th. They haven't posted anything about their cookies or their crackers since then, not one post, which is very odd because you would think a cookie or a candy company would get a large...
I mean, I know a few companies like this who don't really post that often, but they really like share a lot of stories, so that's another big indicator. If you check the fucking Instagram account for like every day for a month, and there's not even... There should be like every day there should be fucking stories of them promoting themselves. If there's nothing, yeah, that's a bad look.
Out of their sales going into the Christmas season, and they would want to heavily advertise that, but they haven't had any stock. They haven't been advertising anything since late October.
Yeah.
So that's not a good sign. Right?
It's not.
You know what they do still sell on their website, though? On their merch section, they apparently still have their snack grabbers in stock. These cookies are so tiny that they actually sold or tried to sell a little plastic thing you could like pinch the cookies out of the bag with. This snack grabber. Could you imagine how pretentious that is? You're sitting there with your overpriced Pokimane cookies. You even bought a little pincher to get them out of the bag. It's got to be one of the most pretentious things I've actually seen in a while.
Hey, yo, who bought all of these? Plus with that snack thingy, you guys are fucking weird. You guys are sad, okay? You need to be more financially fucking responsible with your money. Also, a lot of people are gonna say, they're gonna put them probably out of stock. If they're out of stock, that means that they are planning to eventually restock and sell again. If a company is planning to restock, they would mention it. They would say it over and over again. Hey, restock coming on this date, blah blah blah, this amount. That's like a marketing, and that's a good thing. Them saying that we're out of stock and we're gonna restock by this date, that's a good sign. That's them saying, hey, people are buying these cookies or whatever merch there is, right? So if none of that shit has been happening, not even marketing themselves that they're gonna restock, then yeah, they have failed.
Like, yeah, typical eat the rich person right here.
Yeah.
Living such a bougie life. Now, quick side note, I tried to look this influencer up who's doing this video so I could give him credit, but like, I did Google image reverse, nothing popped up. Then I resorted to Grok. I know it's a meme, like, oh, Grok, oh, what is this, you know? But like,
just make sure to not ask Grok to, give a picture of somebody naked, please.
Try to find this guy so I could give him a credit.
That trend is
Grok
horrible.
told me it's Asmongold. Grok starts going off about how this is definitely Asmongold. The visual matches are spot on. That shirt's like an iconic shirt that Asmon wears. Like, bro's just making stuff up. So, yeah, sorry, but if anyone knows who this guy is, please let me know, and I will edit him into the description here. But moving on.
Now, interestingly enough, also, if you go to the website, if you go to the contact page, they have no contact information. They don't have an email. They don't have anything. UI. No way to contact this company. So I actually reached out to Pokimane on Twitter. So I reached out to her on the 22nd. I said, "Hi, Pokimane. I just wanted to reach out and ask if your Myna snacks company is still in operation. The website is still up, but both snacks have been sold out since late October, as far as I can see, and the contact email on the website has been removed. Is the business shut down?" Never heard back from Pokimane. I also reached out directly
Great
to the
sign,
company, Myna
great sign.
Snacks, on Instagram.
Like when it comes to their own companies and their own businesses, and if they actually wanted to be successful, and if she actually saw that message and didn't reply, yeah, she's just trying to hide something. And listen, I'm telling you, if only I was a big enough influencer, if only I had some kind of a company, I don't know if it would be a food company, but if another influencer is just messaging me and telling me about this, I would not leave the message unseen or just send. I would immediately reply and say, "Wait, what? The situation's happening. We are restocking. This is happening. This is happening." And if the company has failed, I'll tell my people. Okay, I'll tell my people watching me, "Hey, my company has failed." The only difference is I wouldn't mock my people, telling them that they're poor, because I'm poor as well, and I live in a poor country. Even if I actually succeed at YouTube or streaming or whatever, I'll still know, because I've lived in a poor as fuck country. I know how it is. I wouldn't just make fun of people like this. But she's more privileged, I guess.
Instagram. I said, "Are you guys still in business? I wanted to order more cookies, but they have been out of stock on the website since October." And again, I never heard back from them. So I don't think this company,
they failed.
Pokimane's cookie company, I don't think they're still in business. If you don't know, there was a lot of controversy right from the beginning because of how expensive these cookies were. And apparently they were like a rebrand of another cookie that already existed. So
of course
there was a
were.
lot of controversy from the beginning. And if it came out, if Pokimane did like a video or a post on Twitter where she's like, "Yeah, I'm shutting down my cookie company," there would probably be like 100 videos of people talking about it all over YouTube. A lot of people don't.
It was just a lazy made company for an influencer to make a quick little more million, even though they already make millions. And it's, of course, leave it to influencers to be, lazy streamers to be not as creative as possible, just to make a quick more bucks, right? Like, I get it if she doesn't have the time because if she streams and makes videos. Pay somebody that's more creative to think of an idea and not just fucking copy a whole fucking a cookie that already exists, like what Mr. Beast did with Feastables, which was like a copy to whatever the other company was named. They just marketed themselves as being a healthier alternative, which is. No, give kids a fucking apple. Don't give them what the fuck are you doing, guys?
Like Pokimane, so a lot of people would clown on her for that. So I think, this is just my opinion, I think that they're keeping the website up so that people think the company is still in business, but you can't actually buy the product. Because anytime you go there, I've been going every week since late October.
Oh, I'm
every
loving
time you
this.
go there, it is always out of stock.
Am I evil?
If that's true, can you imagine how silly that is, how ridiculous that is? Oh no, not the YouTubers. They might make videos about my cookie company being defunct. I can't have that. Better keep paying for the website and whatever else to make it seem like we're still in business.
You cannot find this product in stock anywhere on the website. You can't find it on Amazon. It does not exist. It has not existed for 3 months, and the company stopped advertising for it completely. No candy or cookie company is not going to advertise their product going into Christmas season, like I said.
Yeah,
that's where you're going to make the majority of money. YouTubers, if you don't know, most YouTubers start pumping out content like crazy in November and December because ad rates shoot through the roof. A lot of people on YouTube, they'll make like half of their ad revenue money just in the last 2 months of the year. And I suspect it's probably true for a lot of candy and
Here's the thing. I know they call it very silly and ridiculous, but it makes sense, which is sad, and let me explain. So the problem is she is very delusional, and a lot of the stuff she says is very stupid and contradictory to what she's trying to do. So she probably has management for the company, for the company who's was not failed, before it failed, right? She probably has managers and people, who, work around with her streams and channel, but she needs a manager for her fucking personality, okay? Like, even though she started this company and it failed, if she wasn't saying all this stupid shit like hating on the rich people, like just causing drama online for stupid shit, just calling their viewers poor, and meanwhile trying to sell them something. Like, if she didn't actually do all that stuff, and if she was more humble, honest, somebody like Jacksepticeye, for example, like that kind of a personality, nobody fucking hates Jacksepticeye. So if she was less of a delusional, crazy, hateful person because she is rich, she would have come out, honestly, said, hey, the company failed, I tried my best, maybe I'm a bad business owner, maybe this is my first, try, and I'll probably try 100 more times and might fail again, but I am willing to learn and adapt. And yeah, I'm sorry, and if anybody hated the cookies, again, I am sorry, and so on. But you can't do that, because she said all this crazy, disgusting shit. Well, it's not really disgusting, but it is crazy. It is detrimental to her career, and I don't know how. I feel if somebody started acting that way, and just not like fighting herself that she's the problem and apologizing, they would fail at their whole career. But somehow she's still relevant because of drama. So that's why they just can't say openly, hey, the company failed. She needs a manager to tell her, hey, don't act this way, don't say this shit, because now when we make certain mistakes, those mistakes are gonna be like made fun of 100 times more, and your other types of career, your other parts of your career, like the streaming, like the YouTube, are gonna be, maybe they're not gonna fail entirely, but they are gonna take a hit because of your reputation, because of the shit you say, and then this shit happens. You gotta be, you shouldn't be this delusional. You should try and think before you say certain stuff when you're as big as this.
Cookie companies as well.
Well, I sure wish I was making more money this December, but I haven't really been feeling that effect this year.
Hey,
Last
Adam,
year,
I'm not
yeah,
even
there was
making
a nice
money,
little
my
boost.
guy.
This year, not so much, but
I have 1,000 subs,
more
but
to
I'm
the point
not
regarding these cookies.
monetized.
Like, I don't know how many
I'm
people
barely getting views.
would look at buying these cookies over Christmas and the holiday season and all that. But I can tell you, with New Year's coming up, for a healthy cookie, it seems like that would be something they'd want to approach, because New Year's, people make those like gym resolutions, and so they might find an opportunity in like January to really push these healthy cookies. And the fact that there's like nothing in stock yet at all, and for months, it's not looking very good.
Yeah.
We'll see if they come back for January, but so far I think more evidence points to this being gone than not. Maybe she'll suddenly like throw some more money away at it and try to like bring the stock back just for her ego, even if this thing's really not profitable or whatever. But we'll see how that plays out.
Here's what I would do. So, if I was Pokimane, like, your reputation is already, like, you know what I mean? A lot of the viewers are watching you because, well, some of you may be entertained watching her, but a lot of you are just watching her because, she's thirst trapping or whatever you want to call it, you know what I mean, right? So what I would do is, now, January just started, fitness season, new people's resolutions and whatever. She can come out and say honestly, hey, my first try of this company didn't work well. People didn't like it. I'm sorry for what I said with, being too expensive. Make the price actually reasonable. Maybe try and change the fucking taste and make it tastier. And actually come out honestly and say, hey, I tried to change the recipe. We lowered the price. I'm sorry for what I said and what I did. Maybe you give it a second chance. Try it if you can. Now it's way cheaper. Now they're not like $28. They're, I don't know, $10, $15, whatever, We changed the taste. They're tastier right now. There's this and this, blah, blah, blah. And I'm sorry. And everybody that said all of this, they were right. I should have been more honest. You know what? And I think that people are going to praise her. If I was a big creator and I saw that, I would exactly make a reaction on that and praise her. I would say, hey, you actually said one thing that's smart and that's not detrimental to your career. Well, I guess this isn't really detrimental. This is free marketing. People making fun of you and you being, in drama is you being relevant. So it's still your career. Maybe this company isn't gonna work out, but your streaming and YouTube career is probably doing fine because of all of this drama, right? So yeah, tell me what you guys think in the comments, and have a nice day.